Good morning, followers and fellow YouTubers. This is Brendan. We're going to be continue on from last week when I was getting the rest of my panel set up on top of my house. So, let's talk about last week that was temporarily throwing them up there across the roof line. I don't know if any of you watched the prior video, but this is going to be a continuation onto that. So last week I wasn't sure exactly where I was going to be putting the panels. I had a couple different options. Wanted to give it about a week so I could watch exactly where the sun comes up, shading of the trees, best location to add the other, I'll say 8 panels on the east side of my garage. So after about a week or so, right around there, I finally figured out that location I have my panels on is not the ideal location. A couple of them are set correctly, but the other two I need to actually move down back below. So when I get up on top of the roof, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Sorry. So, so for this week, we're going to be doing the wiring and getting all those fed back into um, the combiner box down back below. So I'm going to have a little more power output during the morning time than just in the evening. So if you want to follow me outside, I'm going to go ahead and get this reset back up on top of the garage. I'm not going to go over all the tools I'm going to be using right now. I'll go over that once I get back up at top and kind of give more of a breakdown exactly how I'm going to be wiring it. So the wiring I'm going to be doing now is it's going to be a temporary solution. The cable that I'm going to be using is called THHN, which is outdoor UV rated cable. So it really doesn't have to be ran through conduit. It's going to be exposed to the elements, to the weather, sun. It's not going to deteriorate. It's not going to degrade. It's not going to hurt it. But later on, I'm going to go ahead and run all the cables through conduit. Not like I say, not that it needs it, but it's just going to cleaner. It's going to look nicer than just having raw cable all over my roof. So I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to get them just tied in for now, and then I'll worry about just keep adding and growing onto that. So for financial reasons, I'm only going to do half my panels, which is going to be 4 panels. I'm not going to be doing all 8. I'll be doing the other 8 later on once I get some more money. Just cabling for the THHN is a little more expensive than your standard cable, but it's rated right up there with the rest of the PV cable that's actually on the panel. So I'm going to go ahead and head on up. So if you want to follow me outside, I will go ahead and get this reset back up and we'll continue on. Alright, see you in a little bit. Alright, so we're back here up on top of the roof. What I was talking about back down there before is I've got 8 panels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Four sets. So these 4 panels here run really well right now because when the sun comes up, it's going to hit these here. But these 4 over here are actually getting shaded just because the orientation of the sun. So I'm going to be moving these 4 panels back down underneath these 4 here. So when it comes up, I'm going to be grabbing all 8 panels, not just half of them. Then when it comes back up around on this side here, I'll be getting a little bit over here during the winter time, but the summertime, the sun's going to be more directly up, so I'll be able to pick up off of these panels here and these panels here a lot more often. So, let's go ahead and get the wiring done on this. Since I'm going to be just doing the 4, I'm not going to worry about moving those other panels right now. I'm going to have to move the cleat and everything that's holding all of them in place. So, for now, with what we're going to be putting up here is we are going to be looking at throwing a box. Really simple. A couple bends that's going to go right up here above the eave of the roof line. And just a couple basic little fittings here. so let's go ahead and get all this here opened up. I'll worry about putting the plugs into it later. Now everything that I am running is 3/4 inch. So if you look at the box here, we're going to be having positive on one side, negative on the other side. This is going to be the junction on the inside. So it's going to be 8 lines eventually on each side, and then 4 lines coming out off of the other side, because they're going to be tied in together. So assembly on this, a couple easy fits, quick fits here. Let me do that camera just a little bit more. Yeah, let me go here on the other side. Maybe you can see me just a little bit better here. The sun's terrible right now where it's at. So basically, this is the box. These are going to be the joints right here. These are just going to screw in. I've got a couple 90 degree bend. The guys are going to slide right inside here. I'm going to go back through it later on and actually glue all these in. 2 more coming on the other side. These I'm just using as a guide. That way the wire isn't running directly on the metal. I have one more in my bag somewhere here. Somewhere. I hope it don't fall off. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there it is. Okay. And this is the 4th one. Yeah, these are actually the wrong pitches. I need to get some different ones that are the right pitch, but I'll just throw these up here for now. Then I can change them out later. I just want to just so you guys can see what I'm going to be doing here. So I guess I won't be putting these on after all. But these guys is going to be mounted directly like this. But it's going to be down there on the other side. I got to see if I can set my camera up over there so you can see exactly how I'm going to be wiring all this in. But cable is going to come up through here, combiner actually on the inside, come back up and over and down to the main box. Let me see if I can get my camera reset back up here on the other side so you can see how I'm going to be doing all this wiring. Alright, so we're back here up on top of the roof. What I was talking about back down there before is I've got 8 panels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Four sets. So these 4 panels here run really well right now because when the sun comes up it's going to hit these here, but these 4 over here are actually getting shaded just because the orientation of the sun. So I'm going to be moving these 4 panels back down underneath these 4 here. So when it comes up, I'm going to be grabbing all 8 panels, not just half of them. Then when it comes back up around on this side here, I'll be getting a little bit over here during the winter time, but the summertime, this one's going to be more directly up. So I'll be able to pick up off of these panels here and these panels here a lot more often. So let's go ahead and get the wiring done on this. Since I'm going to be just doing the 4, I'm not going to worry about moving those other panels right now. I'm going to have to move the cleat and everything that's holding all of them in place. So for now, with what we're going to be putting up here is we are going to be looking at throwing a box. Really simple. A couple bends that's going to go right up here above the eave of the roof line. And just a couple basic little fittings here. So let's go ahead and get all this here opened up. I'll worry about putting the plugs into it later. Now everything that I am running is 3/4 inch. So if you look at the box here, we're going to be having positive on one side, negative on the other side. This is going to be the junction on the inside. So it's going to be 8 lines eventually on each side, and then 4 lines coming out off of the other side, because they're going to be tied in together. So assembly on this, a couple easy fits, quick fits here. Let me do that camera just a little bit more. Yeah, let me go here on the other side. Maybe you can see me just a little bit better here. The sun's terrible right now where it's at. So basically this is the box. These are going to be the joints right here. These are just going to screw in. I've got a couple 90 degree bend. The guys are going to slide right inside here. I'm going to go back through it later on and actually glue all these in. 2 more coming on the other side. These I'm just using as a guide. That way the wire isn't running directly on the metal. I have one more in my bag somewhere here. Somewhere. I hope it don't fall off. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there it is. Okay. And this is the 4th one. Yeah, these are actually the wrong pitches. I need to get some different ones that are the right pitch, but I'll just throw these up here for now. Then I can change them out later. I just want to just so you guys can see what I'm going to be doing here. So I guess I won't be putting these on after all. But these guys is going to be mounted directly like this. But it's going to be down there on the other side. I got to see if I can set my camera up over there so you can see exactly how I'm going to be wiring all this in. But cable is going to kind of come up through here, combiner actually on the inside, come back up and over and down to the main box. Let me see if I can get my camera reset back up here on the other side so you can see how I'm going to be doing all this wiring. Sorry, I'm trying to get everything adjusted so you can see everything well. Okay, that'll work. Okay. So, what we're going to be doing is, I've got 100 feet of black. I have 100 feet of white. We're going to be using the white as my... we'll figure it out. Just a second. Let me see what I have going down here first. Okay. So we'll be using the white as a positive and the black as a negative. It really doesn't make a difference which one you use where. Just makes it easier for wiring later on. A little bit cool out here today. It's kind of nice though. So, my nips. So how we're going to be combining these is we're going to take strip you back. We're not going to crimp anything yet, not until everything is actually in place. I want to have a decent amount of slack actually in my cable, so that way there later on, if I ever have to move the panels or do whatever, I'm not going to be fighting around with it. Once I get all this wired in, I'll go through and I'll show you exactly how I have all this get wired in here. Gonna go in there. So I'm not crimping anything yet. This is all just gonna be loose fitting for right now. Now, I was going to put some heat shrink around these originally, but I decided not to, because eventually these are going to be getting cut off anyway, because once I get my MC4 connectors ordered in, it's going to give me a lot better contact. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, and one more. Get all the positive done first. Now the correct way to really actually do this, which I don't know if it makes a big difference on it or not, but they do claim you want to have all of your wires the same length, so everything has the same voltage or voltage drop. If you have different length of cables, they're going to run different impedances. The shorter cable is going to have less drop than the longer cable. Just longer the run, the more travel time, the more degradation. Okay, so that's going to work there. So, take all these guys here. Put everything together. I may come back through and throw some zip ties or some E-tape around all of these guys. Okay. Now, how these are going to be attached, I've got some eyelets. These eyelets eyelets, ring terminals, whatever you want to call them. They have a hole in it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 4 are going to go onto each one of these. And then these are just going to have this nut and bolt that's going to combine all these together. Now I know this isn't the right way to do it. The right way to do it would be to go through and do some sort of a combine or something along that nature on the inside, but for me, this will hold well enough. The other thing you can do if you want a little more solid connection, you can go through, solder these tips together. It really doesn't make a difference. Just as long as you got a good crimp, you'll be well enough. Cables through here now. I need to try to go find a nut and bolt for this thing. That one's definitely playing along. I wish I made them a little bit longer, but we'll be okay. Alright, so that's the positive side. We're going to do the same thing on the negative side now. Alright. I'll be right back. I need to go find a couple bolts and I need to go get some tape, so I'll be back in just a second. Alright, we're back. Had to go change my shirt. It's getting pretty warm up here. Sun's starting to come out. So, alright, got the couple bolts here. Got some E-tape. Since this is a metal box, make sure you tape the hell out of everything. Otherwise, it's going to arc. Last thing you want to do is blow something or blow a panel. Okay. So, we are going to be taking all of our hot leads. Maybe actually move you a little bit closer here so you can see more of what I am doing. Okay, so all we're doing, we're taking all the hot leads, not no bolt. For right now, there's one more cable that has to come up through the front side for the direct line. Temporarily put you on. We feed all the blacks exact same way. When you do this, you really should have, which I don't feel like going down and go get another one, but you should really have like a blanket or something cover the panel so that way they're not live when you're actually working on it or wiring them in. Wouldn't be as big of a deal if it was a plastic box, but it's a metal box, so I have the tendency to want to have to make real quick connections. Alright, so just so you can see here, just a little bit. Alright, so as you can see here, all the positives, all the negatives, if that's right. I don't have the diagram for the back side of these panels, but if it's backwards, it's not that big of a deal. You just wire this, your black will become your hot, and this will become your negative. So you just got to be careful when you're wiring, that way when you don't cross them. So these do have a spot right down here for a ground, so when you run a common ground through everything, which I might do that, I'm not sure if I do or not, but basically it's more or less for lightning. But now we need, because this guy's gonna go right here, and we need 2 more lights. A lot easier if I had another set of hands up here. Just a second here. Here's my black. Since I'm not sure which way is which, I'll take my ohm meter to it and I'll test it out both ways. See which way is giving me negative, which way is giving me positive. Now, the lines coming off the back side here, you don't have to really worry about too much. I'll probably put silicone something inside of these later on. But water can't run uphill, but water can run down these here. So that's why those other pieces, which is the wrong angles, they're going to go from here up and over the roof line, the other side. That way these guys are going downhill, and water cannot run uphill. Now the main lane here. Run onto here, like so. Down grease. And tighten it all down. Make sure these are good and tight. If they're loose, they will arc. They arc, you don't get connection, causes sparks, causes dead spots. There. Now my tape. Like I was saying, you want to tape these up really, really well. And this is actually 3M electrical tape that I'm using. I don't use anything but 3M. There. Bolts covered, everything's covered really well. Now we can pull these guys back down. And we'll do the same thing on what should be the hot side. I knew that was going to happen. For right now, this box is just going to be floating up here. I'm not going to secure it to anything right now. Once all the lines and everything are on it, it's not going to go anywhere. Just because if I want to run the conduit, I don't want to have a whole bunch of holes in my roof. Beautiful. Make sure I get around that bolt really, really well. There. That ain't gonna go anywhere. Alright. There, she's wired in. I think for now, just kind of tidy this up just a little bit. Just a couple pieces of tape around the main ones here. I could use zip ties too, but I don't feel like going back down. Alright, she's wired in. So all these give now, you can just tuck. Make sure you do get yourself a waterproof cover plate. For outdoor. So it does have the foam on it. That's gonna make your seal. And if you're not sure or not, they're actually labeled, I don't know if you can see this or not, but wettable for suitable for wet locations. You have a little punch outs already done. Take you. There. 4 in, 2 out. Actually, technically 8 in, 2 out. And then it's going to be 4 more for the other bank, and then 2 more coming out for the second array setup. I think what I'm going to do for now, if it's going to work, I think I will go ahead and throw these on here. But I'm just going to have them just kind of bending off to the side, just a little bit. Just for now. There. Who knows, maybe I can use them I don't know, we'll see. Alright, we are wired in. We go ahead and go on the back side and go ahead and bring the ladder over there so I can get all this tied in, and then we'll see how well these are going to work. Need to wash them really bad, but I'll worry about that when I'm done. Alright, I'm going to get cleaned up here and I'll meet you back around the bottom side. Alright. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see this. Alright, so we're back here on top of the ladder. It might be a little bit shaky because the camera's actually on the ladder that I'm on. But we have got one white, that's my hot, and I've got one yellow, that should be in my ground. We'll double check during the box. And the rest of the lines. So these boxes are going to get redone. I'm going to put some different boxes in there because there's no holes around these boxes. This was just a temporary solution. Everything seems to be temporary. And then he's like, it works, so I'm not going to always worry about it later. So yeah, fault of mine too. So we are, now this wire is not outdoor rated. This is not the THHN. It's a really, really flimsy cable. Picked it up from work actually a while ago. But this type of cable will deteriorate outdoors. But it was cheap. So, what I was talking about, we need to check the voltage. I gotta figure out which way is negative and which way is positive. You guys probably will not be able to see this. Let me see if I can get these tucked in here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. That might go like that. Okay. So we set my, just a second here. Yeah, you guys won't be able to see this. Well, I'll just explain as I'm doing it. So, we wired the black for the negative, the white for the positive. If you look at your meter, if it says if it's negative, that means they're wired backwards. If it says it's positive, so I'll show you both ways. So right now I'm putting the hot on the red on the black, and the other one, the black on the white. So it's actually backwards. So I'm actually wiring this backwards, and if you can see that, it's showing negative 19. So if you put your red on your hot, because red is always hot, black is always negative. You guys can see that I'm running regular 19 volt, which means that was wired correctly up there, which is a good thing. So I don't have to worry about cross wiring any which way. So this is the easiest part of the whole thing. Strip the positive. Negative stripped. Drop the wing nut. Simple wing nut. Take these guys. Throw them together. Just like I dropped one of them. going to go ahead and strip the negative side. And we should be wired in, we should be live. So we'll go ahead. I was going to do another video actually on the combiner box, but I'll probably do 2 of them. So I'm gonna do one just on the combiner box, but I'm gonna just do this as it sits, so you can see exactly what I have going on here. So the combiner box will be a duplicate. So all of the wires you're looking at get fed through these. They're fed down these lines, positive, negative, and they go into the combiner box right here. Just I'm gonna try and set the camera up again here. I don't know if I'll be able to or not. I'll probably have to just hold it. Actually, just a second here. Alright, sorry about that. My memory chip actually ran out, and I had to actually go download it, so might be a little bit skipping around here just for a second until we get there, until I get back on track where I was before. But this might be a skip, duplicate. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to happen, but anyhow, what I was talking about was that I've got your positive and your negative leads here running back down inside the combiner box. Everything is similar to with what was actually up top, but we'll get into this in just a second. But everything is combined here. You got the positives here, the negatives here, and then the ground is over here on this side. This is a lightning arrestor right here, so eventually this is going to have probably about a 6-foot stake that's going to be down here inside the ground. Then this is a common hot and negative that comes back through here to this connection box, which you have to have because if they need to kill your array to work on the lines, which they generally shouldn't have to, because with the Tigrid inverters that I'm using, it requires power to from the utility company before they're going to be active. So as soon as they kill the power, then this whole thing is dead anyway. But this is just kind of the safety precaution. Let me go and get set up here again. And then we will go ahead and I'll show you what's going here inside the box. Okay. So, I'm going to crack you open. These are the breakers. They are 15 amp, 150 volt breakers. So the PV wire is rated up to 1,000 volts. So the breaker is actually going to be a limiting factor here. But I've got 6 breakers, so I can do multiple arrays. And then this is the wiring that I have inside. So white is my positive, which is good. Then right here off to the side here, this is my common ground. Then I've got a bus bar right here that all of the positives are going through. Then this is the main hot lead. This is the main negative lead that run back down through this cable right here. So I'm not sure which one is where. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got to figure out which cable that I need now. That should put that active. Give me just a minute here. Okay. So, yeah. So we are wired in here correctly now. So I'm not sure which one goes to which, but I still got 2 more breakers. One breaker is going to go to the other array, and then whichever breaker I want to use. And then the other one will be another add-on, so if I wanted to add another array to it, I am set and wired in. This is why you want to glue them. Or have a strap, one of the two. Well, let's go and button her up. We're going to go back inside and see what kind of power that we are outputting now. What you doing?
What?
What are you doing? Alright. Let's go back inside the garage and let's see what kind of stuff that we are back feeding now. Alright, so actually let's see where the sun is actually sitting. See if I'm getting anything on those panels. They're probably pretty well shaded right now. Yeah, they're filthy, so if we washed them, probably gonna get a lot more power out of them. But you can see in the evening, you kind of catch them in the evening, but not so much during the morning time. But that'll be another day. But let's go ahead and see with what we're gonna be throwing back now. Let me kill it. You shouldn't have to reset it, but I don't know, I just do. And we will see on what we're gonna start throwing back. $460, which I should be getting more than that, but I've got to figure out why I'm not, because I should be pushing closer to 600, unless if I'm getting shading over some of the panels just from the sun location right now. Let me try something real quick here. Let me kill the 1000 watt to see if it goes up. Sometimes, for some reason, if I kill the 1000 watt, the new one, yeah, 420. So turn the big one back on, because by running multiple, even if that's all I get, I'm still not loading up the other 3 smaller ones, so puts less strain on them. Okay, well, we're going to let it sit here for a little bit. I'm going to do a little more looking at the wiring, just in case if something's messed up, and I'll be back in just a little bit to let you know if it's running correctly or if there's something that I messed up on. So I will be back in just a little bit. Alright, bye. Alright, I'm back. So it looks like that all the wiring is actually correct. It's just all the crap that's actually just on top of the panel that's blocking a lot of the sun and time of the day. So I mean, it's getting light to it, but there's not getting direct sunlight to it. So the little bit of, I'll say, we'll call it ambient lighting that's getting to it is basically, you can see them, but it's not enough to produce any type of power. Once the sun is actually coming up on it first thing in the morning, which I'll know more in the morning exactly what's going on with it, to see if I'm actually backfeeding correctly or not. So, but as it sits right now, everything tested out fine. I'm getting right around anywhere from, I'll say, 14 to 20 volts which my system is set up to 28 volts, so I am good there. Max panels is going to be 22 volt anyway. I mean, that's the biggest array, but everything downscales to whatever the lowest factor on that is. So it is 2:15 right now. I'm still throwing back anywhere from 400 to 500 watt. The sun is a little bit low, so I'm not getting the power that I would during like summertime, or we'll call it high noon. But but from now, I guess we just wait to see on how everything goes. If you like everything, any questions, comments, please jot them. Please go ahead and jot them down, and I'll try and answer them the best that I can. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch up with everyone later. All right, bye.